if you haven't watched my first video about me introducing myself, please go watch that. And so that's what, if you have, probably letting you hear. So I had a breast reduction, which I talked about in my introduction video. Like, I've already had it. I made a video before I had it, and that's coming out after this video. But I've already had it, and I'm feeling great. But I just wanted to come on here and explain like the process and how everything went, and just what led me to that decision. So basically, what led me to the decision to have a breast reduction is because I come from a family that most of the people, like most of the women, have had breast reductions because it's just a hereditary thing. It just happens in my family. So I knew when I was younger that I was gonna have one because my mom had one. So I kind of just like got ready for that in my life. And then once I got to high school, I started realizing how bad I actually wanted it, but I was too scared to actually go in and like have the surgery because I just didn't know. But me and my mom agreed that after my junior year was over, that I was gonna have a surgery. So my senior year would come and I didn't have to worry about it anymore, or I would be in college and didn't have to worry about it. So that's what we decided. So I'm basically just about to explain everything that is going on. So, about a couple months ago, like February, January, I went to see my plastic surgeon. Well, my mom's plastic surgeon, actually. This man, Dr. Martin, is a plastic surgeon, and he did my mom's plastic surgery like 30 years ago, which is crazy. But my mom was like, he's a great surgeon and he did so well with me, that's who you're going to. So I was excited. I was like, okay, great, I'll go. So we went, had a consultation, and he was like, okay, so I'll schedule the surgery. Like, I understand like why you need it. I understand, and blah, 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 blah. And so I was happy and excited, but since it was like the middle of the school year, we had to schedule it for the summer. So it was scheduled for June the 1st of 2022. And ooh, I was so ready. I was so ready for this day. So ready, could not wait. So then, like, school was almost out. June started rolling up and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting really excited. I never got nervous for the surgery, like at all. No nervous, nothing. I was so happy that I wasn't nervous. So for my surgery, I did a reduction and a lift, and I had liposuction because there was like extra fat like around like my boobs because I've had them for so long and I've gained and lost weight through it all. So I had some liposuction around it where it's like, what it is they take like this long metal rod, it's like a needle, and stick it in you and like just like vacuum out fat. Technically, that's like what it is. So that's what I had, and I have bruising all under my arms and on my side. Some of it's not there anymore. I'm like almost, well, I'm a week and a half post-op. So I had it a week and a half ago. Today is June the 12th. And that's just like what happened. That's how my surgery, like, I guess started. That's what he told me on January. Okay, so that's what we talked about in January for my consultation. So back to June, I was really excited, so excited. The day I went in for the surgery, it was early in the morning, 7:30 in the morning. I was still hyped, so excited, had no idea what was coming for me. And you would think that I would have gotten nervous coming up to it because right before my surgery, like a week before, 2 weeks before, I went back to the doctor for a pre-op examination, and they told me everything that was gonna happen and how to like take care of myself, and they were talking to my parents on how they are going to have to like take care of me and stuff. And they gave me a prescription, a long sheet of all these like medically necessary drugs, and that still didn't scare me. I was just like, oh yeah, that's nothing. It's some pills I gotta take, some patches I gotta put on. So I went and got all the prescriptions, got the antibacterial soap I needed, everything, and was still not nervous. The day of the surgery came up, walked into the OR, was not nervous. Sat down, got my IV, hurt a little bit, still not nervous. Knocked out. I woke up. When I woke up, I was done for. I woke up, I can't even remember what happened, but I have videos and I was bawling. I cried for no reason. I cried for like 4 days. I was in so much pain. Even I was on pain medicine, but I feel like I could still feel stuff, but I don't know what I was feeling, but I was crying. I was just crying and I have no idea why, but I was just crying. And then once I stopped taking like heavy pain medicine, I stopped, but I was still crying because it hurt. Everything hurt. So yeah, I got that long prescription, pain meds, all this stuff. So once I was off the heavy pain meds, like hydrocodone heavy, I was in pain, but it was bearable. And my dad was like, we'll take the pain meds if it's like too much. And I was like, I'm fine, I'll just take my Tylenol. So I was taking 2 Tylenols every 4 hours. So I would cry like every once in a while, but it was just like it was a lot of pain. I would not recommend any surgery, nothing for nobody, because that hurt. I know how people are like, oh, I'm getting plastic surgery because I don't like the, you do you, but that stuff hurts. You will not see me at the plastic surgeon's office getting a consultation for any other surgery, because I went through way too much pain. That hurt too bad for me. Like, I do not care anymore. So yeah, so right after, so I went into surgery. Like I said, don't really remember anything after the surgery until I got in the car. I got in the car on my way home, and I had like drains on the side, like they were like stitched in to like my skin. So they were on the sides of me, and they were like these like long tubes with like this little like cup at the bottom, but it was like you have like squeeze it to like use the suction. So I got in the car, put on my seatbelt, and I guess like the seatbelt like pulled on the drain a little bit. And while I was like in the car riding with my mom, I like felt like, I don't know what it was that made me like feel myself, but like something was wrong. So I like unzipped my jacket and put my hand like through my jacket and like felt at my side, and I went and looked at my hand and there was blood all over me. Like, I thought I was about to die. I started bleeding out, everything. Like, I thought I was bleeding out. I thought I was about to die. It was nothing. My drain pulled and it started bleeding a little bit, and they were like, oh, just put some napkins and it'll stop. So like they put I got some napkins out of my mom's car because she keeps them in there just in case, and then it stopped bleeding. It was fine, but it started bleeding, and I was so terrified and so like high on drugs. I thought I was dying. I started like screaming in the car, like, I'm bleeding, I'm dying, in the car. I thought I was done. But after all that, after the pain, I'm still in a lot of pain. Well, not a lot, but I'm still in a medium amount of pain. Like on the sides, like it's a little sore and it's like tender. After all that, I'm really happy with all my results and everything. And I just think that it was great for me. Like, I know that like I would never change the fact that I got it, even though I would feel that pain. I would not change it because I feel so much better about myself now. And like, oh, like this shirt is like, you can not see me, but like this shirt did not fit like this when I first got it. Like, it was tighter up here. Like, I always bought like bigger shirts because one, I didn't want people to notice that I had like huge boobs, and then two, like I hate having like tight clothing on me, and having bigger boobs made t-shirts tighter. So I would buy big shirts because it felt so tight. But now, like, oh, they're so like loose and everything. I still have to wear loose clothing because I did get surgery, so it's like, and everything's a little sore, so I have to wear loose clothing. But I feel so much better and happier and excited to go shopping for new clothes. And I don't know what else to say. Like, it was a pretty good experience for me. Like, I left satisfied with my results. I know some people, like, I saw some videos on YouTube and some people were like, oh, I got the surgery but nothing changed. Like, it was not like beneficial for me, and I feel so bad. But I'm really glad that like my surgery was good and I'm fine. No infections, nothing. I still have all the tape. Like, so the way my surgeon does it, he stitches on the inside and the outside is just taped on. And so like he was like, I went and saw him earlier this week and he was like, you can take the tape off by the end of this week. I told my mom that because I went with my stepmom, but they were both like, no, you can't do that, you have to wait. And I was like, well, okay. So I haven't peeled off all the tape, but it's starting to peel off by itself, so it's fine. But it just itches a lot. And I'm doing great. I think I'm an inch taller. Like, there was so much weight in the front that like I was like slouching. Like, you see me slouching in this video a lot, but because like I'm so used to that. But I was slouching so far down, even when I was like standing up, that I think like I'm 2 inches taller, because I keep going around people and I'm taller than them, and I'm like, have I always been taller, or like was I just being weighed down? So that's like one of the perks of this. I also lost almost 10 pounds. Like, it was a good like 7-8 pounds that they cut off. I was like, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot of weight to be carrying around that you didn't even know you were carrying around. It's just great. I appreciate all like me being able to get the surgery. I appreciate my family for supporting me, for coming to my house and taking care of me. And I'm just happy that my recovery is almost, like, my basic recovery is almost over. I still have to wait 6 weeks for all the swelling to go down. 6 weeks from my surgery, so like 3 more weeks. And then, or not 3 weeks, 4 more weeks. And then like 6 to 12 months, 6 months to a year until like I'm fully, like, everything's fine. Like, the scars are like good and smooth, and all my coloration is back, all my sensation is back, like all that. I have to wait like almost up to a year for that to like happen. That was a fly. But yes, I am really happy, and I want to thank all of y'all for coming and watching this video and just being for the YouTube community, for me to just like share my experience on how I feel and share further experiences on other things that I'm doing. So stay tuned on my channel to see all the fun things. There's so many things coming up. I'm an upcoming senior, so there's like parking spots, first day of school, has senior year first, last day. I'm going up to Singapore in July, which is in a couple weeks. I'm really excited for that. I turned 17 this year in July also. That's exciting. So stay tuned on my YouTube channel to see all of these fun things. Thank you.